Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and yes, I am back with another episode for struggling graduates. And as you can see from the title below, I'm going to talk about my background, and I think it should be two parts because this one is, as you can see from my background, how I matriculated at the age of 16. Okay guys, there is no secret. I am not a genius. It just happened that life went that way. So let me just give you some background. I think so. If you go to a government school, you know that if you are below the age, they'll put you back and be like, no, this is where you're supposed to be, and exactly that. Or I mean, a lot of people have experienced this. Well, so I've heard that you get pushed back, like, you cannot proceed to the next grade. You cannot matriculate at 16 the way I did. Yeah. So in primary school, I never really spoke about my age or anything like that. Like, obviously, on my documents, I was my age, but you can't, like, openly talk about the fact that you're younger than the rest of the people. So then in high school, because there's obviously a strict, like, you have to be a certain age, so I had to go to a private school. Not that I had to, but I was better off in a private school than a government school, because then it would be a complication because of my age, right? So what happened? So I went to a private school. It was in Bears Valley. If you know it, you know it. But it's run private schools. I went there. Obviously, I had no problems because of that. And, well, I was just like every other student, not a genius. Lazy learner, definitely. But, hey, I made it. So yeah, it's actually it's such a funny story because like in matric, everything's so new, and I was 16 in matric, so I had to get my ID, which I hadn't gotten the whole time. And it was just so funny because I was so worried about the exams, because I hadn't got it like by my birthday. I got it very late. So I was very worried, and my friend and I would make jokes about how we'd come into the exam room, and even if like one of those invigilators come in and they want to check your documents, and then I had to whip out my birth certificate. So it was quite funny. Like, it was very funny, but at the end of the day, it's kind of sucked. It kind of sucked. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced this. I don't know if it still happens. But when I applied for varsity, cool, got accepted, everything's cool. But they were like, no, you need to sign an indemnity form. Yes, an indemnity form, because I am young. Okay, I had to sign it for 2 years, first year and second. And it was tedious, because then everybody could like register online and they didn't have to go. I had to go to varsity every single year at the beginning of the year and go and submit that document. I could not do it at home because I wasn't able to register without it. So it sucked. I won't lie, it sucked. It really sucked, because I got the papers. It was saying some things like, you take responsibility of whatever happens, because after all, I am underage. So kind of really sucked. But yeah, I won't say there's anything. I don't think I had that much of an advantage in anything. I guess the only shock is that people till today are shocked about my age, because I apparently don't look like I'm 21. So a lot of people are shocked about my age. Like, a lot of people like, you graduated at the age of 21. I'm just like, yo, if you really knew the story, I would have graduated earlier. But yeah, that will be a different video of like how I got into varsity and how it was and how everything was. But anyway, yeah, so there's no cheat code, yo. I don't know if you're expecting from no, there was no cheat code. It's just an interesting story to always tell, because like a lot of people ask me, how did you do it? And then like people your age are still in varsity, people your age are not thinking the way you are, or whatever it is. It's just like, guys, I think like my peers, you know, because I was basically, I grew up, because in all the grades that I was in, I was with people that were 2 years older than me. So I basically grew up with the 1997s people. So I'm I'm basically part of them. That's how I always see it. But then when we ever talk about age, I'm just like, hey, y'all are old, I'm young. But I mean, it's just something different, and that's like like a lot of people always like, how, like, you're very mature. I'm just like, guys, I literally grew up with these people. I'm not mature, we just came together. There's like, you know, like as much as we branch out into what we are, whatever, we all geared like in a certain way. Yeah, there's some people that fall off that are very immature, whatever it is, but we're all geared the same way. So when I look at my life, I look at my life as a person that was born in 1997 than a person that was born in 1999. Although people that are born in 1999 are killing it right now, you know, they're out there doing their things, you know. And I mean, yeah, it's just always a fun story. How did you get, like, you were 4 years old? Guys, I learned the same way. I am not a genius. I am very average. I think that I could have had, if I really put the effort in, I would have had more of an, if I really pushed, like my study habits that I had in varsity and I put in high school, but I would have been better off, I think. Yeah, but you know, you live and you learn, you know, and you move on. You move on, because I mean, I was very chill back, and I think it's also such an age thing, is that, and I always tell people that you're lucky to have gone to matric and ended at 18. When people look at me like, you're so young, you have so much left in the line, blah blah blah, I'm just like, I see my life the way my peers see their lives, which is like people that were born in 1997. Yeah, they were like 23 this year, but they feel like, you know, like dust off the door, like we need things to be happening. And I'm just like, guys, I feel the same way. I may be younger, but I still feel the same pressure, because, you know, we were all geared in the same way. We all matriculated, well, majority of us, I'm gonna say well, majority of us matriculated in 2015, and I see my life like all those people in 2015 like graduated, you know. I mean, we matriculated, you know. So it's definitely an interesting story. But as much as it is, this is, as I said, I'll always just include like an advice thing in it, is that take advantage of the fact that you're at the age that you're at, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to behave like you're more advanced or less, or whatever the situation may be. Take advantage of it, and in that situation, do the most that you can while you're there. Because when I look at my friends that are 18, I feel like they had more. I wish I had that maturity when I was, you know, matriculating. I was 16. I was like, oh, study for what? I mean, I still made it, but you know, study for what? But I think it's also the way my parents are about school and all those things. But if I had put the effort that I know that I could have, I would have probably excelled more. But I was just like, catch me outside, I'm having fun, YOLO. But yeah, guys, this is the conclusion of this video. I was just sharing with you guys like my journey, and I won't even lie, y'all, it wasn't an easy journey. A lot of self-introspection was involved, because in it, as I said, I was a child and I saw myself as that, and I never wanted to behave like something that I'm not. Until today, I won't behave like something that I'm not. But as I said, because I was geared with my peers, I tend to behave like them. And a lot of people, so like, guys, people still think I'm in high school when they see me, and I'm just like like when I go to work, people are just like, whose child came to work today? But I think it just depends, you know. It really depends. I look younger, but I act very mature, or you know, people have, they say I have this demeanor. I'm just like, okay, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna talk more about university and what happened and all that in my next video. I hope this one was an interesting story to listen to. Or a funny one, or a weird one, I don't know. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The second part is coming next.